it look like I'm doing? I'm taking the garbage out because nobody else does it around here. Not at all. I mean, the place stinks.
I'll take
because
it.
No, you're not taking it.
Yes, I will. It's too cold out there. You don't have a jacket. You'll sit here and you'll wait. I'll be right back.
What are you doing?
Checking your pulse.
Why?
Because you are obviously overtired. You don't react that way for a simple thing like taking the garbage out. Definitely over-accelerated pulse.
What, from picking up the garbage?
No, from exhaustion. You're tired. You need rest.
I can't. I don't have time, Rick. I got a new show that has to be worked on.
You at least have some time to have a bite to eat and maybe take a nap, right?
Yeah, for a couple hours, maybe.
Fine, that's what you'll do. Why don't you taking a cab back to the studio?
I have a car.
I know you do, but I think you're a little too tired, a little too shaky. The streets are icy. They're dangerous.
How am I going to get home?
Call me when you're through, and I will come get you.
You think of everything.
I don't know about that.
Well, you're always there when a friend needs you. Have you talked to Bobbie today?
Nope.
Maybe you should.
I plan on maybe going by there later.
Yeah, she could use seeing you, I think.
It's very nice of you to feel that way.
Any word on how she's doing?
She left the hospital early this morning, checked into the Port Charles Hotel, and from what I understand, she's holding up very well.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Not right. I mean, it's just not right that this happened to Bobbie.
Laura, honey? It's Ruby. Yeah, I'm fine. Is Luke there? Argentina. I see. I suppose there's no way I could get hold of him. Oh, no. I just wanted to talk. Well, how are you? Nothing serious, I hope. Look, if the doctor says you need rest, then you rest. You're expecting a baby, honey. Isn't Luke there with you? Oh, I see. He left before you found out. Oh, no. No, there's nothing wrong here. I'd just have Luke give me a call when he comes back, huh? Just wanted to ask him something. Okay. Yeah. Now, you take it easy. That's our very special baby you're carrying. I love you both. Bye.
More bad news?
Oh, no. I called Luke, but he's in Argentina buying bulls.
Oh, did you tell Laura?
No. She's having a tough pregnancy. I didn't want to upset her.
No, I've had something on my mind.
Dan, I got enough problems. No more.
No. I just want to apologize.
For what?
Well, you know the time that Bobbie and Brock had that fight and I stood up for Brock, told you to keep your nose out of their marriage?
Yeah, I remember. We fought over it.
Well, I was wrong, Ruby. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Listen, there's no sense going on a guilt trip. That's all we've been doing around here, blaming ourselves.
Only Bobbie left him months ago.
If only she'd never married him. That man. Do you know, even when he's dead, the problems he's causing? Dan, she didn't do it. I know that. And I'm not letting her go to jail.
Take it easy, Ruth.
I can't. The press is practically convicting her now.
Look, that's for the police to decide. And you and I both know that Robert Scorpio is going to clear this whole thing up very shortly. And Bobbie will be free.
Then went over everything?
Oh, gosh, you bet everything. Walls, furniture, ceiling, books. We still can't find any trace of that third slug fired from Brock's gun.
Well, it's got to be there somewhere. I mean, the gun was fired 3 times.
That's right. One in the ceiling and one, unfortunately, into Brock, but that only accounts for 2 of them.
Maybe it's in the killer.
It's a possibility.
Oh, let's look at it. They struggled. Gun went off. Into the killer. He got the gun back, or she got the gun back, and shot Brock.
Well, why don't I have the lab boys go over those blood samples again and see if any of it is a type other than Brock's?
Now, I know I need to be telling you this, but put the word out. Hospitals, doctors, on the lookout. Anybody that walks in with a bullet in them.
Look, you know I've already done that, Robert.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Jurgens, come on in. Find anything over in Brock's office?
Just this envelope. I think it's of interest to you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Jurgens. You can take off. What is it, Robert?
It's the beginning of some sort of a note, but only my name's pasted in.
Hey, let me see that. These letters look like they were cut out of a magazine.
There are more letters in the envelope.
You think Brock may have started this?
Came from his office.
Yeah, but come on, that's strange. Why would Brock send you a letter like this?
Good question. Now, assuming all the letters are in here that Brock wanted to send me, maybe we can figure out what he was trying to say.
Well, we can try to put the letters together and make some words out of them.
Yeah. Maybe a sentence or 2.
It's like, what do you call them, an anagram.
Yes, but hopefully this one will lead us to the guilty party.
I want by next week for you to choose the subject for your special semester papers, all right?
I wonder if I could talk to you a minute, Professor.
Of course.
I'm intrigued by the similarities between the Aztecs and the Mayans.
Well, so am I. It's a very interesting subject.
I was wondering, what do you think about me doing my semester project on that? Trace certain Mayan influences on the Aztec culture.
That sounds like a good idea.
Would you know what source material is available?
There's not a great deal of it. What there is was gathered by the early friars from Spain. But the library in Mexico City has one of the few existing copies left.
Oh, I'd give anything to see that book. You know, maybe if I could write to the library.
I'm afraid they wouldn't let it out of their sight. It's much too rare.
If I did read that book, I might find something that would eventually lead me to my master's thesis. Well, what do you think about that?
Whether or not it's grist for a thesis depends on what you come up with. And how the faculty committee views it, you know.
Are you busy right now? I have a few more questions about this material that I'm having trouble with.
Well, all right. I'll be glad to share what I know.
Especially here on page 26.
When I first came to, I was very groggy.
Well, you would be.
And I called to DL, but he didn't answer. And I couldn't quite make him out because I was very weak. And I felt the gun, and I picked it up.
You didn't know what it was?
No, not when I first touched it. Guess it was dumb of me to pick it up.
Not necessarily, Bobbie. At that point, you probably had no idea of what was even taking place.
I suppose. I had just made my way over to Brock, and I still had the gun in my hand when Terry came in.
Brock?
I checked his vital signs. He was dead.
Must have been horrible for him.
It didn't really sink in until later. Terry got hysterical, and she accused me of killing her father.
She doesn't still feel that way, does she?
I don't think so. I'm worried about what Robert Scorpio thinks. I gave him my statement and I told him everything, but I'm not sure he believed me.
Bobbie, Robert has known you for a long time. I'm sure he could never believe you would kill anybody.
Rick, who could have done it? Who?
I don't know. I don't have the faintest idea. There's so many people that dislike him, myself included.
Rick, you were always so understanding of him. Even when he was so rotten to you, time after time.
Bobbie, I feel guilty because I kept telling you to try to make that relationship work.
Nobody forced me. That's a decision I made for myself.
I kept insisting that you try on the marriage, didn't I?
There's one piece of advice I wish I'd taken.
What was that?
When you advised me to get Brock psychiatric help.
Well, you talked to Gail about it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Gail told me to give him a test. She said to go home and tell him that I didn't want to do something that he wanted to do. And to see how he reacted.
Well, how did he?
Fine. That's why I never set up the appointment with Gail. I thought everything would be okay. And then at the party, he became a madman all over again.
You didn't tell me about the gun.
I didn't think about it. Oh, Rick. There are so many things I've just refused to think about.
Well, right now, you don't have to think about anything except one very important factor. And that's yourself. And taking care of yourself. And people are behind you. Your friends are there for you. I'm there. I don't care what it is, when you need it. I'm there for you.
Just be my friend.
Always.
I have a feeling I'm going to need friends in the days ahead.